The ships that shouldn't work. Ambassador Zeril of the Galactic Federation adjusted his atmospheric regulator as the Federation diplomatic vessel approached the peculiar spacecraft. The scanners had detected unusual energy signatures from this system weeks ago, but no one expected to find a new spacefaring species, especially not one using such bizarre technology. Ambassador, we're receiving a transmission, his pilot reported, expression modules flickering with surprise. They're using basic electromagnetic waves. Primitive, but functional. Zeril's compound eyes blinked in sequence. Put it through. A human face appeared on the screen, pinkish beige with hair on the top and bottom of its head. This is Captain Alina Reyes of the Earth vessel Horizon. Welcome to Sol System Space. The translation matrix worked perfectly, which surprised Zeril. Most first contacts required days of linguistic calibration. I am Ambassador Zeril of the Galactic Federation. We detected your energy signatures from 16 light-years away. Your method of propulsion interests us greatly. The human's face formed what Zeril would later learn was a smile. We'd be happy to show you around, Ambassador. Permission to dock. Several hours later, Zeril walked through the airlock onto the human ship, escorted by crew members in simple blue uniforms. The first thing that struck him was the noise. Hums, clicks, occasional hisses and clangs filled the corridors. Most advanced ships in the Federation fleet ran in near silence. Captain Rice met him at the bridge entrance. Welcome aboard the Horizon, Ambassador. She's not the prettiest ship in our fleet, but she gets the job done. Zeril studied the bridge with growing confusion. Physical switches and buttons covered control panels. Screens displayed information using simple graphics. Crew members touched the controls directly rather than using neural interfaces. Your technology is unexpected, Zeril said carefully. How do you achieve faster-than-light travel with such systems? Reyes grinned. We call it the Martinez-Okafor drive, after its inventors. It creates a warp bubble that our physicists still don't fully understand, but our engineers made it work anyway. Would you like to see the engine room? The engine room revealed even more surprises. Pipes and cables ran along walls and ceilings, clearly visible and accessible. Engineers moved around checking gauges and tightening connections with manual tools. A tall human approached, wiping her hands on a cloth. This is our chief engineer, Dr. Sophia Chen. Reyes introduced. She can answer your technical questions better than I can. Your propulsion system, Zeril began. It shouldn't work according to established physics. Chen laughed. Yeah, we get that a lot. Our first prototype turned itself inside out. The second one disappeared for a week before returning with all its atomic bonds reversed. But the third one, it worked. We've been improving it ever since. But how do you control such forces without quantum stabilizers or unified field manipulators? Zeril asked. Chen pointed to what looked like ordinary metal pipes. Those cooling systems use regular water. That shield over there is made from modified earth metals. And see those boxes, basic computer systems with mechanical backups. If one fails, another takes over. If all fail, we can steer manually. Zeril's translator struggled with the concept. Manual override. You can operate faster-than-light systems by hand. We have to, Reyes explained. Space is dangerous. Systems fail. When you're hundreds of light-years from help, you need options. As the tour continued, Zeril noticed more unusual features. Corridors had handles along the walls. Doors had mechanical locks beside their electronic controls. Even the life support system had backup tanks and hand pumps. Your ship seems designed to break and continue functioning, Zeril observed. Reyes nodded. Exactly right. Federation ships might be more advanced, but when something goes wrong, your crews wait for specialized teams. We fix problems ourselves, with whatever we have. Zeril recorded everything in his neural memory. The Federation would struggle to understand this approach. These humans built ships not with elegant interconnected systems, but with layers of redundancy and improvisation potential. 3 days later, the Federation science vessel Celestial Harmony hovered alongside the horizon, scanning equipment aimed at the human ship. Inside, alien scientists stared at readouts with expressions that ranged from confusion to disbelief. "Impossible," muttered Chief Scientist Niller, her crystalline fingers tapping against the display. "Their power output exceeds their generator capacity by at least 20%. Zyril stood beside Captain Rice, watching the aliens examine human technology. "Your scientists seem troubled," Rice noted, sipping from a metal cup containing what humans called coffee. "They cannot understand your methods," Zyril admitted. "In Federation space, ships are built using unified principles. Everything connects to central systems. Everything follows established theories." Rice laughed. "That sounds efficient, until something breaks." The Federation had granted permission for a joint inspection team to board the horizon. Now alien engineers in environmental suits followed Dr. Chen through the ship's systems, their recording devices capturing everything. "This is our main reactor," Chen explained, pointing to a massive chamber where blue light pulsed rhythmically. "Fusion-based, but we've modified it to create micro-fluctuations in the magnetic containment field." "Deliberate instability?" asked Niller, head tendrils curling in alarm. "That violates safety protocols across 17 systems." Chen tapped a nearby panel. "The instability creates energy surges we can capture and redirect, gives us an extra boost when needed. But the risk is managed through these systems." She pointed to what looked like ordinary pipes and gauges. "If the fluctuations grow too large, these mechanical regulators kick in automatically. No computer needed." The alien engineers exchanged glances. One of them, a tall insectoid named Vex, chittered in amazement. "You use mechanical systems as fail-safes, not quantum redundancies." "Computers fail," Chen said simply. "Mechanical systems are reliable. They don't need software updates." The tour continued through the ship. In the navigation room, human officers showed how they could plot courses using paper charts if computers failed. In life support, Chen demonstrated how crew members could manually operate oxygen recyclers. "Your approach seems primitive," Naylor said, though her tone held less certainty now. Rice smiled. "Primitive methods saved my last crew when we lost power near Saturn. While waiting for rescue, we kept 24 people alive for 3 weeks using hand-cranked air pumps and chemical heaters." Zyril noticed the aliens' reaction, a mixture of horror at the situation and reluctant admiration for the solution. The inspection team reached the engine room's heart, where the mysterious Martinez Okafor drive hummed quietly. Unlike the rest of the ship, this technology appeared advanced even by Federation standards. "Here's where theory and practicality meet," Chen explained. "The drive works by folding space, creating a bubble that moves faster than light. Our scientists developed the theory, but engineers made it reliable." Naylor approached a console. "May I?" With Rice's permission, the alien scientist examined the drive readings. "These energy patterns shouldn't be stable. How do you prevent cascade reactions?" Chen pointed to what looked like ordinary metal rods inserted at various points around the drive. "Iron-nickel alloy with trace elements. Absorbs energy spikes." "Simple metal rods." Vex's antennae twitched in disbelief. "Sometimes simple works best," Chen replied. After the tour, the Federation representatives gathered in the Horizon's conference room. The mood had changed from dismissive to thoughtful. "We propose a practical demonstration," Naylor announced. "A series of stress tests for both our vessels. High radiation, power fluctuations, navigation challenges." Rice glanced at Chen, who nodded confidently. "We accept," the captain said. Zyril observed the human officers, noting their calm confidence despite their seemingly haphazard engineering. These humans trusted their ship completely. 2 days later, when the Horizon emerged from the test course with all systems functional while the Federation ship required emergency repairs, even Naylor had to acknowledge the truth. The ships that shouldn't work according to all Federation knowledge were, in fact, working better than their own. when everything falls apart. Alarms blared through the Joint Human-Alien Research Station orbiting the unstable pulsar PSR J1719+14. Red emergency lights flashed as crew members from 8 different species rushed to secure their equipment and reach safety stations. Radiation surge detected. Impact in 4 minutes and 30 seconds. The station's AI announced, its calm voice contrasting with the growing panic. The massive research station, built as a collaboration between Earth and the Galactic Federation after first contact, housed over 300 scientists studying the unusual pulsar's behavior. Now that very pulsar threatened to destroy them with a sudden violent eruption that dwarfed anything in their prediction models. Dr. Sophia Chen, now Chief Engineering Consultant for Joint Human Federation projects, monitored the situation from the UES Pathfinder, one of 4 human ships docked at the station. The incoming data made her blood run cold. "Captain, that's not just a standard pulse," she reported to Fleet Captain Reyes. "It's a magnetar flare with radiation levels that will fry every quantum circuit on the station." Reyes nodded grimly. "The station shields won't hold, and the Federation ship's systems will completely shut down." Outside the viewport, 5 elegant Federation vessels were already undocking, their sleek, luminous hulls gleaming as they prepared to retreat to a safe distance. Unlike the blocky, armored human ships, the alien vessels relied on advanced energy fields for protection. The station commander, a crystalline Volari named Kem, appeared on the main screen. "All ships, immediate evacuation protocols initiated. We cannot maintain station integrity through this event." Reyes exchanged a look with Chen. "Their ships won't make it past the leading edge of the radiation front, and they can't evacuate everyone in time." Chen studied the readings again, then straightened with sudden purpose. "Captain, our hulls can take it. The Pathfinder, Voyager, Curiosity, and Discovery all have the new magnetic shielding. We can weather this storm. And the station, their main systems will fry, but if we reroute emergency power through manual circuits." Chen was already grabbing her toolkit. "Permission to take a team across." Minutes later, Chen led 12 engineers in radiation suits through the station's increasingly chaotic corridors. Federation engineers were frantically trying to reinforce the station's sophisticated shields, but Chen could see they were fighting a losing battle. "Your shields will fail," Chen told the station's chief engineer, a Volari like Commander Kem. "They're too dependent on quantum programming, and that radiation will scramble everything." "We have no alternatives," the alien engineer replied desperately. Chen opened her toolkit. "Yes, you do. Where's your main power distribution center?" "On the Pathfinder." Reyes coordinated with the other human ships. "Position for maximum coverage. We'll use our hulls as physical shields for the most vulnerable sections of the station." The Federation ship captains protested via emergency channels. "Your vessels cannot withstand these forces. You must retreat with us." "Negative," Reyes replied calmly. "Our ships are designed for this. Get your people to safety." Inside the station, Chen and her team worked frantically. They bypassed sophisticated systems, installed manual circuit breakers, and rerouted power through physical conduits rather than electronic pathways. "What are you doing?" demanded the station's science director, watching in horror as humans dismantled expensive equipment. "Saving your lives," Chen grunted, splicing cables together with practiced efficiency. "We're creating a manual power system that radiation can't disable." The first wave hit as they finished. The lights flickered and died throughout the station. Emergency alarms fell silent. For a moment, complete darkness enveloped them. Then, one by one, sections of emergency lighting came back online, dim but functional. Air circulation resumed with a mechanical hum. "It's working," one of Chen's engineers shouted. Outside, the 4 human ships had positioned themselves in a protective formation around the station's most critical sections. Their hulls absorbed punishment that would have vaporized more sophisticated vessels. Inside the Pathfinder, damage reports flooded in. but the redundant systems kept the ship functional. Rise watched as the Federation ships, despite retreating early, struggled with cascading system failures triggered by the radiation front. "Captain, we're receiving distress calls from all 5 Federation vessels," her communications officer called out. "Their navigation and life support are failing." Rise nodded, unsurprised. Plot intercept courses, standard rescue protocols. 8 hours later, when the radiation storm finally subsided, the Grand Chamber of the Galactic Federation hummed with excited conversation. Representatives from 32 spacefaring species gathered in the circular room, their attention focused on the central holographic display. It showed detailed schematics of human ships rotating slowly to reveal every aspect of their unusual design. "Order, please," called High Counselor Ellerin, his crystalline form shimmering as he raised all 6 limbs for silence. "We will continue our analysis of human engineering principles." Ambassador Cyril stood beside Captain Reyes at the presentation podium. The events at Research Station PSR J1719+14 had elevated human engineering from a curiosity to a matter of urgent interest for the entire Federation. "The rescue operation succeeded because of 2 factors," Cyril explained. "First, the physical resilience of human vessels. Second, their ability to create functioning systems using only basic components." The Chief Federation Engineer, Toril, stepped forward. A member of the Menkai species, his partially mechanical body represented the pinnacle of integrated biological and technological advancement. Yet he spoke with newfound humility. "We have made a fundamental error in our approach to ship design," Toril admitted. "We pursue perfection, systems that cannot fail under normal conditions. Humans pursue resilience, systems that continue functioning even when they do fail." Reyes nodded. "On Earth, we evolved on a planet with extreme weather, natural disasters, and limited resources. We learned to prepare for failure because failure was always possible." The hologram shifted to show Earth, storms lashing coastlines, volcanoes erupting, deserts and ice caps existing on the same planet. Many Federation members murmured in surprise. Most spacefaring species evolved on more stable worlds. "Human ships look primitive because they're built with failure in mind," Toril continued. "Multiple backup systems, manual overrides, physical controls, all considered outdated by our standards." A representative from the Frel Consortium, known for their advanced electronics, raised a tentacle. "But surely this redundancy creates inefficiency, extra weight, extra cost, extra components that might themselves fail." "True," Rise acknowledged. "Our ships are heavier and less elegant than yours. But when a critical system fails in deep space, efficiency means nothing. Survival means everything." Toril activated another display, showing the aftermath of the Pulsar event. Federation ships, despite their advanced technology, had suffered catastrophic failures. Their integrated systems had proven vulnerable to radiation cascades. "This approach changes our understanding of technological advancement," Toril said. "We've always measured progress by how seamlessly systems integrate and how autonomously they function. Humans measure progress by how gracefully systems fail and how easily they can be repaired." The display shifted to show Dr. Chen during the crisis. Using only basic tools, she had bypassed sophisticated circuitry and created manual pathways for power and life support. The footage showed her crafting solutions from spare parts, while Federation engineers watched in amazement. "Perhaps most surprising," Cyril added, "is that human ships can be repaired during flight, often with basic tools and materials kept on board. Our vessels require specialized equipment and controlled environments for even minor repairs." A Nexer delegate leaned forward. "How do humans maintain this knowledge? Surely not all crew members can understand these manual systems." Reyes smiled. "Training. Every crew member learns basic repair procedures. Critical knowledge is stored in physical manuals, not just computer databases. When systems fail, these manuals remain accessible." High Counselor Ellerin gestured to the display. The incident at PSRJ 1719+14 has proven that our approach has created a vulnerability. While we've pursued increasingly advanced technology, we've lost the ability to function without it. The council chamber grew quiet as the implications sank in. For centuries, Federation species had measured their advancement by how far they moved beyond physical interfaces and manual operations. Now they faced the possibility that this path had led them to a dangerous dependency. We propose, Ellerin continued, a formal knowledge exchange program with Earth, not to acquire their technology, which in many ways remains less advanced than ours, but to learn their approach to engineering challenges. 6 months later, the massive shipyard orbiting Jupiter's moon Callisto buzzed with activity. Alien engineers in environmental suits worked alongside humans, their diverse forms moving carefully around the skeletal framework of a new vessel. Unlike the purely human ships or the elegant alien crafts, this one combined elements of both, the practical redundancy of Earth engineering with the advanced materials of Federation technology. Dr. Chen guided a group of Menkai engineers through the propulsion section, pointing out features with grease-stained hands. 6 weeks into the knowledge exchange program, she still found their reactions amusing. "This cooling system uses regular water?" asked one Menkai, voice modulator buzzing with disbelief. "For the secondary and tertiary backups, yes," Chen explained. "The primary uses your crystal lattice coolant, which is more efficient, until it fails. Then we need something simple that works." Nearby, Federation quantum programmers worked with human software engineers, developing hybrid control systems that could operate autonomously but switch to manual control when needed.